Meeting to order for the school committee today on June 24th at 3:30. So ask for a roll call, Amy?
Yes, David Stokes,
Here.
Mark Sideris,
Here.
John Bortz,
Present. Lindsay?
Lindsay Mosca, you just showed up.
Yeah.
Here. Lindsay Mosca,
And Amy Donahue?
here.
Present, okay. So Kendra Foley and Lily Raymond Reed are not able to make this meeting. So we have a public forum at the beginning. Anybody out there?
There's not, and I also have my phone. And
Okay, and yeah, there is a phone. It's also the numbers on the agenda. That number is 857-330-2278. So someone could use that as a call-in or a text. So we have one action item, which is the approval of a collective bargaining agreement or contract with WEA Unit D, which is the instructional assistant group. And so this is a negotiation that's taken place over the last month to 2 months, I guess, month and a half. So I want to thank the superintendent and Lindsay for taking the lead on those negotiations. But I think we've come to a pretty good agreement that works for all parties. And I will say the Unit D folks voted on it the other day and approved it. So it's up to us to take this final step. Maybe I'll ask the superintendent if you want to go through and just highlight for the public who's watching on tape here, some of the major points.
Yep. Excellent. So beginning from the top, the first thing we did was clarify some language in the recognition clause. We added certified to the formerly known as OTAs, so now they're COTAs. And then the next one we have in Article 4 is just, again, this is cleanup language around the method of payment. It was already in effect, but we just wanted to make sure it was memorialized in the contract correctly. In Section 3 of Article 4, we did increase longevity benefits. After 10 years, it would be from $900 to $1,250. After 15 years, from $1,150 to $1,500, and then from 20 years, from $1,400 to $1,750. So it's $350 per level there. In Article 6, with the sick leave, we added language that after the 5th consecutive absence, we may be asked to, employees may be asked to provide documentation regarding the absence. Also for accumulation, we will notify our staff by November 1st of their sick leave accumulations. It used to be supposed to be at the beginning of the school year, but that's not feasible, so we negotiated this language in. Also, we have sick leave buyback. There's an incentive to, if you are able to provide us notice within a year, instead of the $60 per day for 25% of your days, it will go up to $72, but that's only with a year's notice. This language is being struck, Article 8 around holidays and Article 9 around vacation. Again, this was old language that was negotiated out of the contract, I think even 2 contracts ago. So this is just cleanup for the next successor agreement. Article 10, extended leaves of absence. We changed maternity leave to parental leave and made some additional changes in the actual language. This is one of the more substantive changes. Currently, if you are a member of Unit D, on our early release days, we have 8 of them. The instructional assistants stay for professional development. We've received a lot of feedback around this. This was a change that was made either the last contract or 2 contracts ago, whereas prior to, they had the choice of working in the extended day program. I don't think that has been as beneficial as we had hoped. So we're going to go back to allowing our instructional assistants to either leave at the end of the day in an early release, stay for professional development, which we will always offer, or work for the extended day program. So that's a change to the contract. We anticipate that many of our IAs will take us up on working at the extended day program. And then this is just changing the language about the duration to make sure that we're in keeping with the new duration, which is 2020 to 2022. And then the compensation in Appendix A, in the first year, the contract will increase the wages by 2.25%. That's actually for this year that just ended, because we're already into this contracts period. In the second year, which we're heading into, it would be a 2% increase. And then in the third year, it's a 2% increase. And then the last thing in the MOA is we are adding stipends for our staff members that have a bachelor's degree, a Wilson Reading System Level 1 certification, or registered behavior technician certification. Upon completion of any of these, or if you already have them, the staff member will receive a $300 stipend, and then a $500 stipend if they have a master's degree or Massachusetts educator licensure. And we will pay them once they provide proof that they have those certifications. So that's the MOA. I think that it was very successfully done via Zoom. The whole thing was done virtually, and I think both parties worked really hard to get to an agreement, and I believe that we both ended up with a very favorable MOA. So,
All right.
and I'm happy to answer questions.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Carlson. So is there a motion to approve the contract?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion, questions, comments?
I just wanted to, echo what Dee Dee said, is that, it was my first foray into contract negotiations. And even though it was, via Zoom and we managed breakout rooms and in and out and all kinds of things like that, I felt really successful, and I was happy to be part of that process. So nice work, everybody.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, thank you. You're our math person, which is always, in addition to Heidi, so we have a couple of math people that can handle some of the questions that always come up in negotiations. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? So I will say this, this would, approving this contract, then we have approved all the contracts with the Watertown Educators Association, units A, B, C, and D. We have left to negotiate would be the contracts with the SEIU. So those would still, they are on the same time frame, but those negotiations are much slower at getting started at this point. Just a word to the public, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, and I think, so it's been moved and seconded. Do a roll call vote for approval.
David Stokes,
Yes.
Mark Sideris,
Yes.
Lindsay Mosca,
Yes.
John Ports.
Yes. Amy Donahue.
Yes.
Okay. So the contract passes 5-0. Thank you very much. New business? Seeing none, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
Second.
roll call.
Okay. David Stokes,
Yes.
Lindsay Mosca,
Yes.
Mark Sideris,
Yes.
John Ports.
Yes, Amy Donahue.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
See you guys later.
All right, bye-bye.